Hey guys, gonna get another one in, maybe a couple more today. What we're looking at today is or right now is a test statistic and p-value. So this is going to be kind of a continuation of what we already know, what we've done in the past. So again, to remind you, we're going to use a test statistic. And what that is the value that we're looking at. So like when we do our data set and we find the mean, that's going to be our statistic. Then we're going to have our parameter, and the parameter is going to come from our null and alternative hypothesis. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and this is the standard deviation of the statistic. And what that means is that we're going to take the standard deviation of our data, and then we're going to divide it by our n, how many we have. Okay, so what this looks like for us is we were going to come into here and we're going to go with t is equal to x bar minus the mean divided by s of x divided by the square root of n. Okay, so just like what we talked about before. Alright, so let's do an example. Let me pause it, write it down for you, and then that way you guys can... Okay, so what we're looking at is we're going back to our previous example about less music on that classic rock station. So we used our null hypothesis as that we have a mean of 50 minutes, and then alternative hypothesis is that there's less than 50 minutes. And so what we're looking at is which one's true. Okay, so what we have is I wrote the numbers down again for us. Hopefully if you did, you have it saved in your edit. Okay, so like there's my list, and then so I'm just going to go to my one var, and then I'm going to get my my x bar is 47.92, and my s of x is equal to 2.81. Okay, so then I'm going to do it two ways for us. I'm going to do it using the formula like right up here, and then I'm also going to use our calculators. Okay, there's not a set way that we have to do it. I like the calculator, but I know some of you like to use the book and use the kind of that method, which is absolutely fine. I just was trying to do both ways so that we can have it. Okay, so for our t-score, I'm going to take my x bar, which is 47.92. I'm going to subtract my parameter, which was 50 up here. My s of x is 2.81, and I'm going to divide it by the square root of 12. Okay, so type that into my calculator. 47.92 minus 50 divided by 2.81 divided by the square root of 12. So we get negative 2.56. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is we're going to take our textbook, because we need the chart on the back. And so this is going to be table T3. This is our T distribution. You can kind of see it up there. Now remember, our degrees of freedom, we had 12, so that means we're going to be working at 11. Okay, so then I'm going to slide my finger over until I see 2.56. So 2.56 doesn't really exist, but I know it's the p-value is going to be between 0.02 and 0.01. There, now you should be able to see it. 0.02 and 0.01. Okay, so again, I slid it over, found my test statistic, my t-score, and then I know it's between 0.02 and 0.01. Okay, so then I'd come over to here and write that down. Okay. Now don't forget, the reason why we changed this to positive is because the graph is set up to read everything to the right, and so when I change it to a positive, I'm actually using it correctly where I need it to go. Okay. Yeah, we're good with that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our calculator. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, sorry, you guys need to see it. I'm going to go second distribution. I'm going to go down to TCDF. Sounds like something from Star Wars. Okay, so TCDF. And then I'm going to come over to here, hit enter. My low value, okay, is what happens is this, is we have the probability that t is greater than or equal to negative 2.56. Okay, so when I change and divide by a negative value, right, then I get p, and t is going to be less than or greater than or equal to 2.56. So when I do my graph, that's how it fits into the book work. Okay, so when I do my TCDF, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my lower to be 2.56, and then my upper is going to be one really big number. So that's what we did for that. My degrees of freedom is 11. And so then, let me put that here. So then that gives me a p-value of 0.013. Okay, and so there's that. So what that gives us is if we have significant level, then we would test it, which one's bigger, then we reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis. But I'm going to try and keep these videos a little bit shorter so they don't take as long to download. So that will end for this one, and then we'll get to the next one here once this one's loaded up.